Hi, Brian McAvoy here with Inside Out Trading. Today we're going to talk about one of the ways that we as traders often get in our own way and really make things a lot harder than they need to be. Before we get started, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, and if you're on YouTube, make sure that you go ahead and click the notification bell. Okay, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it. I mean, there are several ways that which we as traders get in our own way, and I'm going to cover each of them. There are 5 major ones, and I'm going to cover each of them, each in a separate video. Today we're going to take a look at really one, and it's almost disheartening because this is one where we make things so much harder than it needs to be, and it really comes from our own insecurities and mistrust. I mean, they're not unfounded, but they're unnecessary, and they really do cause us a lot of grief. And here's the one that I'm talking about today. And it's like here's how it usually plays out. You'll hear about some webinar, or maybe a friend tells you about some cool trading system that they ran across, sounds really good, or maybe you get a referral from somebody whose list that you're on, and so you go check it out, and it just sounds really excellent. But you're sitting there going, oh man, yeah, my grandpa said, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And there's merit to that, don't get me wrong. But what I've found in working with traders, hundreds of traders over the last 14 years, is there are quite a few systems that really just plain rock. And they're doing way better than the paltry returns that a lot of people are talking about. I mean, if you think about it, part of it, it's relative. It really is. I mean, if you go talk to your standard Merrill Lynch or 401k type investor, or a financial planner, they'll say, oh, if you make 8% a year, that's a pretty good year. 10%, oh my gosh, we're just killing it. Well, as traders, we're like, God, that would suck if I only made 8% this year. No, trading is supposed to offer a whole lot better returns than that, and there are industries and businesses that offer way better than what traders see. Traders do pretty well when you're doing it right. Now, here's what I'm talking about. There are a number of systems that I've used myself, that colleagues of mine, I've run the numbers on theirs, looked at their data, looked at their analysis, helped them tweak their system, that kind of stuff. Clients, I had this one guy come to me. He had this one system he'd been working with for several years, and it started off as a pretty decent system. It was okay, not real consistent. He had a hard time sticking to it, did a lot of playing with it, and after 6 months, a year, it's just not making money, and he wrestled with that for a while until he found me, and then we got to take a look at his system. And we cleaned it up and fixed it, and when we got it working the way it originally was designed, with very few other changes, it just crushed it. I mean, the guy was literally almost doubling his money every month. It was just killing it. It was a really good system. And I've seen lots of really good systems over the years. I mean, where you're talking about 25 to 50% returns every single month. Legit, straight up, just plain good systems, and they work amazingly well. But the thing is, if you hear about something like this, you're going to go, oh, no, it must be BS. And understandable, yeah, if somebody's standing there saying, this is the best thing since sex, you're going to go, yeah, right. Because that there's a whole lot of hype in this business and a whole lot of businesses. Of course, the salespeople are hyping the crap out of things. They have to, because everybody else is yelling. And if they stand there and they say, well, it's actually, it's kind of an average system, that it's probably not going to sell. Okay, so that's one kind of shyster that you got to watch out for, is the guy who's just shouting and screaming, and he is full of crap. But then you've got your really devious scammers. They know that you got your BS meter, pretty sensitive for the hypey stuff. So they come at you with a system that's pretty good. It's not great, not the end all be all, but man, it sounds pretty good. It sounds pretty sensible. Only $10,000, to just go through this 3-day weekend boot camp with us, and you're good to go. Those are really the scary ones, because they're coming at you all calm and collected, like it's a real straight up business proposition. So regardless of the conversation, here's how you handle it. Understand, there are going to be a lot of crap systems sold. Some of them are presented as just plain, decent, solid systems, pretty reliable. They're kind of like the Volvo of trading systems. It's just plain a good, solid car, good safety record, and the whole bit. And they're still crap. That's not a real Volvo. It's a knockoff. And then you got all the hyped up crap. And yeah, it's hyped up crap. Okay, so how do you handle it? If you like it, if it sounds reasonable, here's some things that you can do to protect yourself and move forward. And I'm going to get to the mistake that's made here in just a moment. one of the first things you do is you look at, you get online. Okay, are they on the scam sites? Maybe they are. If they've been around at all, long at all, there are probably going to be some people who've said, yeah, this is a scam, it's bullshit. I looked at their system and it was garbage. Maybe, maybe not. I know some perfectly valid, very good systems that have complaints out there. Just because somebody looked at it and they didn't buy it, and so they go register a scam review. Okay. Anyway, that's one of the first places you can do. Go, look on Google. Go to their site. Do they have a phone number where you can call and talk to somebody? Do they have a money-back guarantee? And is it reasonable? Does it look like a legitimate business? I mean, if they're sitting there and there's no name, there's no phone number to call, there's just a contact form that you fill out. They don't even have an email, or it's just info@joeblowtrader.com. Okay, so again, you just kind of go through. Does this look like a real legitimate business here? Can I call them? If I do call them, does somebody answer the phone? Or if I have to leave a message, does somebody get back to me in a reasonable period of time? Do they sound legitimate? I mean, like I said, you just go through your normal paces and your due diligence with the business itself. And again, do they have a money-back guarantee if it doesn't work? And is it a reasonable guarantee? Okay. If it sounds like a decent system, it's the premise is reasonable, the strategy, it makes sense. And they've got some, numbers to show. Yeah, they tested it, and here's some actual trade results over the last couple of years, whatever. They have some stuff to back it up. Cool. Go ahead and check it out and test it. Put it to the test. That's always the truth sayer. Put it to the test. Back test it. Run it through the paces, just like if you were driving a car. You don't just hop in a car. If you're buying a new car, especially if it's some brand new, never made before model or car company, you're not just gonna drive it around the parking lot or go around the block. You're gonna give it a thorough test drive. You're gonna take it out on a highway. You're gonna check out the brakes. You're gonna power brake it all. You're gonna give it a pretty decent little ride, right? Okay, same thing with a trading system. You put it through its paces. If it pans out in the testing, cool. Then you go, in your sim account, still risking no money. Then you come over here, you trade it in real time. Track your measurables. Does it perform? Put it to the test. And if it does, great. Here's why I'm bringing all this up. The big mistake that so many traders make that really puts you in a rough spot. I mean, unless you know how to create your own system, you have to go get one from somebody else, from somewhere else, right? Well, if you're sitting there looking at a really good system, but your BS meter's too high just because you don't know how to test it, and you're thinking, oh, it must be, sounds good, must not be true. Well, you're going to be leaving yourself with mediocre choices to start with. And you're just plain saying no to the good stuff right up front. Like I said, most of my clients, the systems that they're coming to me with, they're saying, hey, I'm not making any money, and help me fix my system and stuff like that. We get their system squared away, and it's just cleaning it up usually, making it a good system, like you've heard me talk about in my other videos. It actually works, and it works really well. And we're not talking about 1 or 2% a month. We're talking about 10, 20, 40% a month. And these are legitimate, just plain good, systems. I mean, they're just plain good systems that work, and it's cool. And the thing is, if you're looking for a system, you want something that really produces well. I mean, the high yield investing, isn't that one of the whole reasons that you got into trading, so that you can make really good money? Not just a few pennies a month, but pretty nice money. So be open to it, but protect yourself. So don't make the mistake of just saying no just because it sounds good and I'll just look at the mediocre crap, which has still got a whole lot of crap there. That's the thing. If you refuse to look at the good stuff, yes, there's a bunch of crap in there too. There's crap everywhere. You have to sort through it. No matter what level you're looking at, as far as how good a system is, how well it performs, how high the returns are. You're going to run across a certain number of actual legitimate good systems that actually do perform well. Very few are going to perform all the way up to what's presented. It's just plain when you're selling something, you're going to put the best foot forward. So okay, is it going to produce 90% of that? Cool. If it does, great. Be open to whatever sounds reasonable. If it's something that's just killing it, great. Check it out. It might actually be good. Protect yourself, do your due diligence, make sure that you have the chance to test it, make sure it's going to work. If it works, great. If it doesn't, get your money back. Cool. Test it. Find out. You might just find that hot rod, that 500 horse car that you've been looking for. So this is how you go about it. Don't make the mistake of just saying no just because it sounds good. You want good if you can have it, right? I mean, especially if you're going to be paying a little bit for it. All right. If you've ever bought a junk system, that sounded great, put a comment down below. Yeah, I bought one, sounded great, wound up junk. If you've ever bought, just kind of an average sounding system and it was still junk, put it down below. Yeah, it sounded average, still junk. But anyway, comment down below, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends. Anyway, I hope this helps. Talk to you soon. Cheers.